not about to tell all the stories. But I asked anyone if they could just give me a story or two, and I just kind of took little bits and pieces of them and tried to put things together. I figured later on at the party, if anybody wants to get up and talk and sing and dance and reminisce, there'll be time for that then. But Tim was a force. We all know that. But we were a team, Tim and I. He was my husband of 32 years, my best friend, and my Superman. He was a man. He always stood up to a good challenge, and together we always worked through it. Perfect? No way. By no means. He wasn't perfect, but it was his imperfections that made him perfect for me. Although we were both born and raised in Kirkwood, we didn't know each other back then. It was only after we fell in love and at first sight that we discovered that our paths had crossed in Kirkwood. We knew a lot of the same people, ran in a lot of the same places, but we just never met. Well, the first time we did meet, our best man at our wedding, Tom Hinkle, was there to witness those feelings of falling in love the first time we meet. And Tim was telling Tom, I'm going to get some of that. The exact same thing. But later in our relationship, Tim and Tom had a gentleman's bet who would get married first and have a child first. Tim lost that bet. Counts. Tim always had an idea that retirement was just a little backwards. That he should be in retirement mode early in life to fully enjoy his life while his body was young. Tim was able to provide and be semi-retired much of his early years. And then later to have more of a stay-at-home, old man mentality, as he was called by some of his friends. And because he was robbed, and we were robbed of growing old together, that was a pretty good decision on his part. Well, I really could go on, but like I said before, I asked people about stories, and later on, if you want to hear some, I would gladly oblige to tell you anything you'd like to know or hear about Tim. But instead, I'd ask families and friends to pass on some memories and thoughts about Tim. And here are just a few. My sister Sharon. Tim had a dream to build my sister a home. He started his dream, and life got in the way before he could finish it. It breaks my heart, but now Pam will just have to finish it in Tim's honor. Thank you, Sharon. Amy Laws. Always up for a good beer and a good joke. The most giving, talented person I have ever met. Loved when he would cook breakfast on our camping trips and vacations. There for everyone. And if you needed him, he would be there. Give him enough time, and he would eventually fix it. Love you, Amy. Sandy, she said, the best son ever, don't you think? And Rich, he was always there by the next day after a phone call, sometimes the same day. I love you both. Donna Murphy, she said, my sister, me, never had to want for anything being done. I admired his self-sufficient style, from gardening and canning to home and car restoration. Thanks, Donna. I love you. Thanks for being on. And Tim. Mark Schmiederskamp. Tim wasn't my best friend, or in the big scheme of things, a longtime friend. Just a really good friend. We grew up together in Kirkwood, but we never knew each other. Kind of sounds like me. He was a friend of my brother Gary and my sister Grace. I did not meet him till after I moved to Eureka. And even though he often reminded me that he never really did like me, based on his impression of the first time that we met. Nevertheless, we often enjoyed each other's company. And I would always tell that he was lying when he made that statement because he would always smile and laugh afterwards. I often enjoyed drinking with him and listening to his views on just about everything, even though we didn't always see eye to eye. He left a lasting impression on me, and for the people that didn't like his straightforwardness, you don't know what the blank you were missing. Thanks, Mark, and thank you for being there for me. Carol Pressler. Tim did not know the word idle. He was always making something out of nothing. Something that his dad passed on to him. Love you, Carol. Best friend ever. Natalie Laws. Dad was always the first person I called when anything happened, and that will take some time getting used to. Comparing our feet and our eyes, one and the same, I will always be able to look into my daughter Sammy's eyes and see her sparkle in her, and see his sparkle in her eyes. And while other parents would quite often find babysitters, my parents always took us with them. Most all girls have daddies. I had a souvenir. Once when Dad wanted to wash my mouth out with soap because I was cussing, little Amy ran around the house and hid all the soap. He loved being a pawpaw. Even his grandkids, although they frustrated him at times, they were all his buddies. I love you, man. You're my rock. The Blake family. I love you, man. Yuzetta DiCarlo. There are not many of my childhood memories that the Laws were not in it. Dad and I were even in the womb days before we were born. Tim was always working on cars with my dad while Natalie and I hung out. So glad Tim is no longer in pain and suffering. Yuzetta, you're like a daughter to me, sweetie. Lynn Miller. Tim and I met when I was 14. We both enjoyed fishing, camping, and float trips together, and we all became a big family. Then Tim met Pam, and I had a friend for life. And you know that, Lynn, for sure. Kim Christensen. Slim and I will miss Tim's frisky personality, disposition, and his mischievous smile, and his sparkling eyes that always looked like he was up to something. Thank you guys. You have been so supportive. I forgot what you said too. I didn't put that in here. And Murphy, Tim Murphy said, Jack Nicholson Laws. And Sammy Schoenberg said, when I was small, I remember sitting on Papa's lap where he would help me figure out many things. And although he won't be there anymore to help me through those moments, I know he is my guardian angel. Mickey Moore. I believe we all have a built-in internal diary that automatically is kept updated for us by simply providing a small effort just to recall. It takes the edge off the cruelty of loss and seems to assure us that we will meet again. And to close, I gotta say, whenever I had just a little too much fun and I was ready to get out of hand, those that know me know that happens. Tim would say, Jim, time to go. Well, yeah, Tim, it's time for you to go now and watch over your team. And Tim, I will welcome and embrace sleep, looking forward to seeing you in my dreams. And to my beautiful children and grandchildren, I hope one day that you will have your life partners who are as beautifully imperfect as your father and grandfather was to me.
Woo!
Thank you.